Hey everybody, happy Thursday and welcome to Fitness St. Pete, Tierra, Verde Fitness, Ask Your Trainer Thursday. We had such amazing results and clients pouring in last month for our Resolution Reboot Challenge that we've actually closed our doors this month so that we could take care of all the clients that came in May and kind of get caught up. I know it's been about a month since I've been able to get here to chat with you guys a little bit, and I feel horrible. So I am committed for June to spend 30 minutes every Tuesday doing Tip Tuesday, 15 to 30 minutes, and 30 minutes on Thursdays doing Ask Your Trainer Thursday. So I've already got a host of questions that people have emailed in, and if we have any time left, we'll go ahead and take care of questions that you might post in there. Feel free to share this with anybody if you're finding it useful as we get going along. Feel free to share and tag anybody that you feel this might be of benefit. Super committed to give you guys the information. I feel horrible that we can't take any new members this month, but I'm super committed to giving you all the information that you need to be successful and really rock out the body that you want and deserve to have this summer, this 4th of July weekend. We will actually be opening our doors back up, proverbial doors, we do outdoor group fitness, but we will be opening our doors back up July 10th and celebrating with our summer shape up challenge. So I'm kind of excited about that, but for right now, we'll go ahead and give people a few minutes to settle in. And if you're on here, I see eyeballs popping up. If you're on here, hit the like button or drop me a comment. Let me know you're here. For those of you who don't know who I am, I'm Diane Villano, founder of Custom Bodies 20 years ago. Now Fitness St. Pete, Tierra Verde, which we founded this year, January 2017. For the last 20 years, I've pretty much been the go-to expert for busy men and women who tried everything, it didn't work, they got hurt, they gained their weight back, they were starving, and basically where people come when nothing else has worked and they're kind of on their last leg. It's kind of fun. I've helped over 2,000 people over the last 20 years learn how to eat more, train less, and really get into bodies that look and feel amazing. It's so much fun when I hear the people say, well, I've tried everything else and nothing else worked. How come nobody told me this before? Or I'm 55 and I haven't felt this good since I was in my 20s or 30s. Or, I worked with a private trainer and I'm getting better results doing this and it's a whole lot more fun. So that's kind of what drives me and what juices me and why we're really committed to being here for you guys live on our live Facebook, even if we can't take you into our programs right now to get these results. So if you happen to be watching the replay, you can post questions below. I'll be checking the feed for about 48 hours, so I will answer them as well. If I don't get to them, it'll be first up on our next segment next week, next Thursday. So be sure to like or comment and say hi so that I know that you're here. There, you see there's a blog post below, I guess, on here. You can click that link and see the articles or the blog posts that I'm referencing as I'm answering some of these questions. And in each of those blog posts, there's research, sources, citing. I know one of the things that I hear most people say to me is, but Diane, everybody has a different opinion. Well, we all know what they say about opinions, right? So whenever I'm going to answer a question, it's going to be strictly science-based. It's not going to be from the Instagram guy with the shirt off that has a great body and is telling you his opinion. I'm going to tell you what peer-reviewed science-based research has told us over the last 5, 10, 15 years. So let's get to our first question. Brad, nope, I'm sorry, it would be from Maryland. She says, I'm 43 years old and about 168 pounds. Since college, I've gained about 30 pounds that seems to have developed in my stomach. Ideally, I'd like to weigh about 130, but I struggle to lose weight. Doesn't everybody? That's why we're here for you. I believe I get enough exercise per day because I work with kids and I'm on my feet all day. I also play tennis 2 to 3 times a week. If any of this sounds familiar, just give a shout out, let me know. My problem is that I have a sweet tooth. Oh, that dreaded sweet tooth. And I cannot stop eating unhealthy food. I think that is what's preventing me from losing weight. What alternatives are there to unhealthy food? And what tips do you have to deter me from constantly eating so healthy? Lastly, are there specific exercise to lose belly fat? I have heard some people say there are, while others say they're not. Okay, let's take these one by one. There's good news and bad news to all of this. The good news is, well, let me give you the bad news first, get that out of the way. You cannot spot reduce your belly. Spot reducing is for the laundry. It has absolutely no place in talking about reshaping your body. There are no exercises that's going to tone an area. Basically, because you've gained weight, you've gained it all over your body. You may be eating foods, and if you're eating a lot of junk food, a lot of sugar, you may be eating foods that are causing you to bloat up, but not necessarily doing certain exercises is going to tone that area. So anybody who says that you can do certain exercises and it's going to tone an area really needs to pick up a physiology book. Tennis is really good for cardiovascular, but it really doesn't do a whole lot to add or maintain lean body mass. And even if you're at an expert level, it doesn't burn a whole lot of calories compared to some other things you can do. Now, you can check out, for research citations on this, you can check out how to speed up your metabolism in 5 simple steps. So click the blog link right below me, and you'll see a list of all the sources cited. How to speed up your metabolism in 5 simple steps is going to talk about spot reducing and why cardiovascular exercise is not necessarily the most effective way to lose weight, reshape your body, or really get into the body that you want to be in. And along those same lines, being on your feet chasing kids down really isn't exercise, in the sense that it's a whole lot better than sitting at a desk if you have a desk job where you're really burning no calories. Yes, you are more active, so you're burning a few more calories day to day, but unless you're doing sprint intervals and lifting the kids up over your head 5 times every time you go run to them for something, it's really not doing a whole lot for you. And go ahead and check out, again, that how to speed up your metabolism in 5 simple steps. Gives you a little bit more detail into this, along with some recent research that's come out in the last 5 or 10 years that's really revolutionized fat loss and the way we as fitness professionals, and especially if you're over 40, it's going to revolutionize the way you look at fitness and the way your body looks. Now, the good news is it's pretty easy to fix a sweet tooth. Processed carbs, basically sugar, really mess with your metabolism. They mess with your insulin level. They mess with your hormone levels, and they create the perfect storm of craving more carbs or being a carb addict. On that blog post, there's an article or a post that I wrote called The Secret to Eliminating Carb Cravings. And basically, there's no secret to it. Limit your processed food. Simple sugars like table sugar, super processed sugars, manufactured and processed sugars, all affect your body in a way that will, I guarantee you, cause you to be more hungry and crave more carbs. Now, when you're looking at something even like a fruit, that does also have sugar, but it's going to burn in your body a little bit differently. That having been said, you still never, ever, ever want to eat a sugar, be it honey, be it fruit, be it, I guess that would be it, honey and fruit. You never want to eat either one of those without a fat or a carb or a protein to slow down the breakdown of that sugar. So you can get a little bit more in detail on the blog post, how to how to curb carb cravings in 5 easy steps. There's a list of some really good foods to help you fight carb cravings. Another thing is that a lot of people don't realize, but fiber in the food you eat has a huge impact on your blood sugar levels and your carb cravings. So say for instance you do have an apple, which has a ton of sugar in it, but it also has a lot of fiber. Your body's going to feel differently and respond to that sugar differently than it will be if you have the same amount of calories in orange juice or grapefruit juice or something along those lines. Okay? So if you have any questions on this, go ahead and drop a comment. Let me know that you're here. Say hi. Another thing about that is you said, how do I really stop eating unhealthy foods? It's more, I usually try to tell people, learn how to eat healthy foods properly, and then you won't crave the unhealthy foods. Now, and if you're eating, we here at Fitness St. Pete, Tierra, Verde Fitness live by the axiom, the 90-10 rule. So what that means is if you eat 10%, if you eat 90% of your calories from whole, unprocessed, fiber-rich foods, an occasional candy bar or unhealthy food really isn't going to matter a whole lot in the grand scheme of things. So usually just simply knowing what a healthy day looks like. Most people have no idea. They say they eat healthy, and maybe they do to a degree, but they're not eating correctly for their goals, their body type, or they're eating way too many servings, or way too big of portions, or they're really overdoing on the servings. So that really can present a huge issue as well with overall fat loss. And again, slimming your gut. First thing you probably want to do is really take a look at the foods that you're eating. If you're eating a lot of processed foods, you have a lot of bloat and garbage pushing out your stomach a little bit. That's pretty easy to take care of. You can rid of, when we have people come in on our 14-day belly blast plan, they will drop usually an inch or two in the first couple of weeks, just not because they've lost insane amounts of fat, but because they've really decreased the inflammatory foods that they're putting in and the foods that are just bringing their belly way out there. So first, really take a look at what you're eating. If you eat things mostly out of a box or a can, chances are that's part of your problem. The second thing you want to do is really take a look at, in the blog link that I have for you, there is a list, there's an article, how to create a healthy fat loss plan in 4 easy steps. And one of the things that it really talks about doing is it will show you what a healthy, properly balanced food plan looks like for a variety of different caloric levels. Take a look at it. I think you might be a little bit surprised at really how many fruits you should be eating a day, how many vegetables, how many carbs. And then once you get through that article, there's a link that's going to actually give you my top 5 or 10 foods in each category so that you can maximize your fat burning, minimize hunger, and kind of really get the best results that you can. So, so you just sent me an email. You're very welcome. You're very welcome. Okay, so let's see. What do we have next? Okay, so what would some best tips have for eating healthier? Real quick best tips would be, just as a rule, take a look at the how to create a healthy fat loss plan in 4 easy steps. Really take a look at how many fruits, how many vegetables, how many breads, how many fats you're eating, or carbs, I should say, complex carbs, you're eating in each day, and try to come as close as you can. Most people don't eat enough fruits and vegetables, and that right there will decrease a whole lot of the bloat. So go ahead and go to that link, check out what you're currently eating versus what it says you should be eating. And if you're not eating enough fruits and vegetables, really simple plan is 4 to 5 fruits and vegetables a day, no more than 2 to 3 fruits a day. Let's see. That would be, okay, that would be that for you. And you are very welcome. Let's see what we have next. Okay, I am curious. Oh, this would be Rachel from our downtown St. Pete group program. I'm curious. Why do we not do bicep curls? For some reason, I've always loved curls. Obviously, I could do it at home, but I wanted to know if there was a reason I shouldn't. That is a fabulous question, which brings up actually two different points. One is, because you love an exercise or you like it, or that guy with the awesome body over there, no shirt, or that girl with the perfect butt over there is doing them, it doesn't necessarily mean that you should be doing them. Just because you can doesn't mean you should. And that goes for exercises, that goes for eating, that goes for a whole lot of things. So here's, in a nutshell, Rachel, there is no the reason we don't do them is for our clients and our primary group member attendees. The main goal is to really get back into shape, general conditioning, burn the most amount of calories with every single repetition, every single thing that we do. So the bicep is a very, very, very small muscle as a percentage of your whole body. So working it, if you say you're going to do some bicep curls, just kind of hang out and do some bicep curls because you like them, you're not burning a whole lot of calories while you're working them. Okay, so if you're burning them because if you like doing them because you're shaping your arms, again, it's only a third of the mass of the entire shape of your arm. So you're better off from an arm shaping standpoint to actually do tricep work. That's going to give you better shape to your arms. The other thing about shaping and toning the arms has to do with your overall level of body fat. You could have the most beautifully built muscular arms in the planet, but if you don't strip your overall body fat, no one's going to see them no matter how many bicep curls you do or how many tricep extensions or anything else. So I see several eyeballs here, so go ahead and drop a comment so I know you're here. Hit the like button, say something. So number one is, like I said, there's really no reason to do them. You could do them at home just for kind of shits and giggles, but you would primarily be, hey there, you would primarily be overtraining your bicep, which for a lot of people creates muscle imbalances, which actually impact your shoulder. Because the long head of your bicep inserts up in your shoulder into what's called your occipital groove, and overtraining bicep commensurate with other muscles will create muscle imbalances and oftentimes lead to injury. So the second reason we don't work them, aside from the fact they don't burn a whole lot of calories being worked, so why waste the effort for our purposes, it really doesn't serve a lot of functional purpose. So let's think about it. How many times do you go like this in real life? Not a whole lot. And if you do, there are a lot of much better, more effective exercises that you can do to create functional strength in that area. The third reason that we don't necessarily do them as beginner, intermediate type training programs is that they get a lot of work as a secondary muscle group for all of our back work. When you're doing your TRX pull-ups, your biceps are getting a fair amount of work actually doing the motion of pulling you up. When you're doing, say, your renegade rows, when we're in power blocks phase, your biceps are getting an awful lot of work doing that. If you're really deconditioned, your biceps may even get work doing something simple as a burpee or a dumbbell press or a straight arm plank. So there's that. And then I think that's pretty much covers it. There are almost no calories burned being worked, so not a real effective use of our time. Doesn't really serve a functional purpose. They get a lot of exercise during back work, and it's a quarter to a third of the mass of your arm, so it doesn't do a whole lot to shape or tone or change the shape of your arm. Okay? Fabulous. Okay, Rachel, so I will see actually Saturday. So if you have any questions, if you happen to be on, I think you had an appointment today, but if you happen to be on, drop a comment. Let me know if that answered your question. If not, you just ask me Saturday at the Saturday group. Okay, so let's see. What else do we have? Okay. Oh, from Tanya. Okay, another one of our North Shore downtown group training members. My question, everyone says you need to drink 8-ounce glasses of water a day to stay hydrated. If you're a heart failure patient, you have to monitor water and fluid intake. What is your recommendation if you cannot have as much water as required? Well, the first thing I would say for that specific purpose is if you're in congestive heart failure, you would definitely want to consult with your physician regarding, most physicians, if you have to limit fluid intake, most physicians will give you a number or have you regulate your fluid intake with your fluid output. We've had a couple clients with congestive heart failure and it really wasn't a huge issue. Their physician never gave them those guidelines or gave them any fluid intake parameters, but everybody's body's different. So my first thing with a question like that would always be consult your doctor. Ask him, do I have fluid intake restrictions? Is there a specific amount I should take in or shouldn't take in a day? And the other thing that this brings up is I don't know about everyone, but I know the National Academy of Sports Medicine back 20 years ago when I was going through their certification program, their recommendation was actually 64 ounces plus several ounces per pound of body fat that you want to lose. And the reason being is it will help you flush out the toxins created from fat metabolism. The other thing about drinking a lot of water is it's great for your skin. Just, we live in Florida, our skin's dehydrated. Our clients and our group members are generally over 40, most are over 50, and we want to keep our skin looking healthy and hydrated. The other thing about that is oftentimes, and a lot of research shows, and I don't have a handy dandy research filled link for you on the blog for this one, but a lot of the research shows that thirst often masks itself as hunger. So what we'll oftentimes tell people, particularly when they're just starting onto one of our programs, is if you feel hungry, drink a glass of water first. And give yourself about 15 minutes. And if you're still hungry, you're probably biologically hungry. And if you're not hungry, you probably were just thirsty and their problem solved. Theoretically, you want to drink more water. Another reason, particularly here in Florida where it's really humid, you want to drink more water because it will help with your fluid imbalances. If you're dehydrated, any amount of water you drink, any fruits or vegetables you eat, which have a lot of water in them, are going to actually cause you to hold on to every single ounce of water that you take in. So for what's called general population, meaning you don't have any restrictions from a doctor, you don't have any health issues, you want to drink as much water as humanly possible. 64 ounces if you're trying to lose weight or strip fat or reshape your body, 64 ounces is the absolute bare minimum. So don't worry about it. If you're not there yet, like our clients always hear me say, start where you are. So if you're not drinking any water right now, a good goal would be to drink one 16-ounce bottle a day. Get that habit in there, and then go from there. So let's see. Okay, I think we have that. Let's see if we have anything else. People tend to be emailing these in. Okay, I don't think. Okay, we have no more. We have more emailed questions, but I didn't pull them up, and I don't see any questions in the comments section. So I think we will wrap this up today. For today, if you're seeing this again, if you're seeing this on the replay, go ahead and you have a question you want answered next week, go ahead and drop a comment in the comment section and I'll go ahead and get it answered. If you have a question on anything that we covered today, spot reducing, killing carb cravings, why you can't lose weight if you have an active job or play tennis or one of those other sports, why you shouldn't necessarily train your biceps specifically no matter how much you love the exercise, questions on any of my answers, drop a comment below. If you have a completely unrelated question, drop a comment below. If you found this helpful, use the handy dandy shared button, tag anybody you think will find these answers useful. And feel free, again, I highly encourage you to go to the blog post for more in-depth information, research citations on any of the things that we discussed today. I've also put on there, if you're pinched on time, don't really know where to start with your workout program, there is a post to one of our most popular Weekend Warrior workouts, which is appropriate for any level. You can get it done in about 15 minutes right in your living room in any type of a small space. You'll be all set. And well, I thank you guys so much for tuning in, and I will see you Tuesday, 5 o'clock for Tip Tuesday. Actually, what we're going to do is, we had some power issues. I'm over here in Old Northeast St. Pete, and any of you that live over here can know how our power can be when everybody's running their air conditioners all at one time in this neighborhood. So we missed Tip Tuesday this week because of power issues that we were having on our block. So our first Tip Tuesday was going to be how to get a flat stomach in 7 easy steps. I'm going to come tomorrow. I'll be here tomorrow around 1 or 2-ish. And we're going to go ahead and take care of that for you so that we can get on track with what we're going to have next week, which is 9 sneaky sources of sugar. So I hope you guys are having an amazing week. And drop a comment. I look forward to hearing from you. See you tomorrow. Bye.